Hi everyone, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, to Dr. Razwan and also to all my friends. Okay, today I am going to present and talk about research traditions. There are about 9 research traditions that I'm going to present today, and each of them I will provide you the advantage and also the shortcoming of when we are using the respective research tradition. And at the end of the presentation, I will tell you guys about what I am going to do with my research. Okay, moving on to the first research tradition, which is the survey. Well, survey is actually one of the ways to obtain information related to a certain topic and based on questioning respondents. Okay, the advantage of survey, because the first one is versatile. Okay, why I say versatile? Because when we are using survey, we can use 4 methods, which is the first one is by using telephone, number 2 is personnel, number 3 is mail, and also number 4 is electronic. So that's why I said it is versatile. And by doing survey, we can have large audience, and by having large audience, of course we will have large data. And these advantages of using survey is, the first one is different people will have different view and interpretation and fake answers. This is because you know, when we can't really control what people are going to say to answer from the survey. So that are the disadvantages. Okay, moving on to the second research tradition, which is experimental research. Okay, the advantage of experimental research is reduplication, which means that we can redo all and over again. And by doing experiment, we have more control over tested variables. And the disadvantages for experimental research is the generalization of data and also human errors, because the researcher will carry out the experiment on their own. So maybe they will do some error while executing the experiment. The third research tradition is action research. The advantage for action research is realistic and relevant to people in real world. And the disadvantages for action research is the ethical issue, whether the researcher really follow everything that is ethical, and the cause and effects outcome might not be generalizable. The finding, we cannot generalize the finding. Okay, the next one is case study. Okay, case study is an empirical investigation of a particular temporary phenomenon within its real-life context using multiple sources of evidence. There are 3 types of case study, which is the first one is explanatory, descriptive, and also exploratory. By doing case study, the advantages of case study is in-depth knowledge. We can and also the findings are influential to be shared. By doing case study, we have a lot of data, we have a lot of findings to be shared. And the disadvantages will be different results for similar studies, and also the bias. For example, for the case of MH370 and MH317, the researchers, we cannot really depend on the researchers, because maybe if the researchers are from Malaysia, they will have like bias in their writing. Okay, moving on. Ethnography. Okay, ethnography is the most interesting research tradition for me, because by doing ethnography, we can experience real life environment and we can discover new things that cannot be seen from our table, which means we cannot have the data, the information when we are just in our office and we sort of like looking for the data. We have to be on the field itself. So the disadvantages would be time consuming and bias on culture. Maybe when we are doing culture study by ethnography, we might spend around at least 6 months to 1 year period of time. That's why I say it is time consuming. Okay, moving on to the next research tradition, which is grounded theory. In grounded theory is we focus on a process of deriving general abstract theory. We do the research, and then at the end of the research we come up with a theory. So now the advantage is we understand social phenomena and adopt more natural view of human actions. Of course, when we do grounded theory, we have to know what we are talking about, because at the end we are going to create our own theory. And the disadvantages would be must have in-depth knowledge, and researchers must be very skillful in that area in order for them to generate or to come with a theory at the end. Okay, the next one is phenomenology, and the advantage would be the vast data can be collected, and data help people to know their experience. This is like the readers can feel the experience by only reading, not experience it themselves. And the disadvantages would be reliability and validity, and does not produce generalizable data. Okay. When we're doing phenomenology, we sort of like can't rely and can't really believe on whether or not the study is reliable. The next one is narrative. Okay, narrative is also very interesting, as the advantages will be findings can be presented in a flexible way according to the research. Is up to the researcher whether on how the researcher would present the data, in what way, what style, depending on their creativity, and also the details can be included through narration. The disadvantages would be is depends heavily on the researcher's experience and might have fake data, because researcher might left something when telling the data, the results. The next one is the discourse analysis. Discourse analysis is basically everything under the universe. Okay. The advantages will be the great indicator for mixed method research design, the qualitative and the quantitative, and also we must have in-depth knowledge when doing a discourse analysis. And the disadvantages, the shortcoming will be is time consuming and also bias. It depends on the researchers themselves. Okay, this is my research. What I'm going to do, this is basically it's just a proposal for this time around, but if this is approved, I'm going to do this for my research. Okay, my research proposal is a comparative study between English assimilation, sound, and quranic noon and nunation. Okay, for my study, I'm going to use qualitative method because I will be analyzing some text in English, and also some excerpts or some phrases that contains the n sound followed by another consonant sounds in Arabic, and also in English the n and also another consonant sounds. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do structural linguistic analysis. I'll be studying about the phonology of the n sound. And why I'm using textual analysis? Because the first one is I do not require statistic, which means I do not have to present my data mathematically, and no participant or respondents needed, as I will work with the text the sampling would be the purposive sampling, because I will select only the phrases that contains the n sound that is followed by another consonant sounds. And also the findings can be used to validate theories from previous research. There are two theories that have been listed by previous research, which is the first one is optimality theory, and also the next one is generative phonology that had been proposed by Chomsky and Hale 1968. Okay, that is basically what I'm going to do for my research, and I hope you guys will be clear with what I have presented today, and with that I thank you.